it's time for you to take a break and watch me create. My name is Colleen Magnus, and today you are creating with Colleen. So I just have to say, I was almost in shock the other day when somebody said, well, next week is Thanksgiving. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Y'all know it's early this year, so it comes early. And I'm just like, this is happening just a little bit too fast for me. But then I got to thinking, it's really not too bad because then we have a week after Thanksgiving, still in November, before we really hit the ground running in December for Christmas. So some of you I know already have your Christmas decorations up. More power to you. I think that's great. I have always been one to wait till the weekend after Thanksgiving to put my Christmas decorations up. Part of that is because I love fall. It's my favorite season of the year. And my house is decorated in fall colors and leaves on my ledges. And I just love that. But it does make sense to probably decorate early because you put the most stuff out for Christmas and it really lasts the least. I mean, I've had my fall stuff up since the end of August. You could leave your Christmas stuff up till March. I leave my snowman up till the end of February, but it's a lot of work for a little bit of time. So whether you decorate early or whether you decorate after Thanksgiving, everybody's right. So put in the comments which one you do. Again, I decorate after Thanksgiving. Do you decorate before? Throw that in the comments. I'd love to see what y'all say. So today we are going to create with the Beary Cute Bundle. And we're going to make a hot chocolate pack because this is a time of year where you are going to need inexpensive gifts, whether it be for the mailman, the kids at school, your coworkers. It's nice to give them just a little handmade something at the holidays. And this is a pattern that you could use for all things. Now, I'm also going to share some inspiration. I have a team, the Creative Inspirations we are called, and I am blessed with just some of the most wonderful people there is. Some of my stampers have been with me for 18 years, 18, 16, 17. We just love what we do. We love to stamp. We love to share it with others. And so we had a card swap. Every other month, we meet every month in person for a meeting, but we also stream that on Facebook. So whether you're local or not, you get to see a part of it. We have demonstrations. We started incorporating a potluck dinner before we meet. That is awesome. So now we have them even put their recipes on our Facebook page because it's just that good. But every other month, we either stamp or we do a swap. So we just recently did a card swap. It was for Christmas, and I'm going to share that with you too. So you are in for a lot of inspiration today. Let me boot up my computer, and we'll see who's here. I'm going to go ahead and turn you down, and we will get started. So y'all know the fire drill here. Hold on. Let me grab one more thing. So I got ahead of myself. Let me put that there. Can you believe I didn't see my lights up? Oh my goodness. I was so happy to create. But this is live. Y'all know how I roll. You just got to roll with me. Now, because you have to have some lights going on so you can see what we're doing here. I got so excited. Alrighty, so let me have our lights on. Let me see who is here with us today. So Deborah's here. Oh, from sunny Minnesota. Very good. Hey, Barb, good to see you. Miss Bren, Kathy, sunny and almost 50 in New Hampshire. Yeah, you're a little chilly there. We actually had our heat go out, about 3 days ago. I have a dual unit, and the downstairs went out. So we had to call somebody. You always get a little bit nervous because, oh my goodness, because it's a 20-year-old unit. But thankfully it was just the fan. That was expensive enough. And now we are warm again. So let me see here. A little crazy there. Hello, Gwen. Hello, Fran. So sometimes you decorate the week before Christmas. You have to put new furniture to put the tree up. That is true. It is a big underdoing. Brought this before because it's her favorite time. Bren has 2 trees and she decorates the end of October for Halloween. Kathy, I don't know, for some reason I wasn't blurry, I am now. She asked if I was blurry. What do y'all see out there? Is the screen blurry? I hope not, because I would have no clue what to do for that. Edith says it's blurry too. Oh, much better. Okay. Sometimes I think it's just a focus thing. Woo! Yeah, it was blurry again too, but now I see clear. Please tell me you see clear now. Hey, Charlotte. Glad you could join us today. So I just wanted to remind you that Stampin' Up! Has its seasonal sale going on. It started yesterday and it ends tomorrow, but it is a great time to stock up on your basic supplies. Now, it only includes the annual catalog, but you can get 10% off ribbons and trim, 15% off your ink pads, refills, markers, or blends. The bundles are not included, so like you can't get 15% off the entire bundle of, say, the Regals or the Soft Subtles, but you can buy them individually and save 15%. For your cardstock, your specialty paper, your designer papers, you're going to get 20% off. So it is a huge savings. Our cardstock is normally $10 a pack. You can get it now for $8. So just check your colors, see what you have and what you need, because this sale ends tomorrow. And I do have to warn you, they have limited quantities. So I haven't heard of anything not being there, but just don't wait till the last minute. You always want to take advantage of a good sale. Okay, going forward. So these are some cards. As I said, I'm so blessed with my team. Gosh, we just share a good meal. We stamp just the nicest people. And this card was made by Karen Zito. And that is a single stamp. Does all the work for you. Some cute little gold embellishments. Of course, you know green's my favorite color. Great card, Karen. And that's on the inside. So very, very pretty. Next we have Bren. Bren is here today, I believe. This was Bren's card, and I thought it was beautiful. I love the old-fashioned Santa, and I love how she put this die in the bottom. She cut it out of the Lost Lagoon here, and it is, or I should say, what color was this, Bren? Not Lost Lagoon, although it could be. No, that's Lost Lagoon. Pretty Peacock. So, beautiful card, Bren. I really did like that. Bren shares a lot of inspiration on our team Facebook page. This one here, oh, it didn't have a name, but this uses the classic Christmas Designer Series paper. And it's a gift card holder. You would just slide it right on inside there. And then may this season be filled with peace and joy. Very cute. So hopefully you've started your Christmas cards, because as fast as Thanksgiving came, I promise you, Christmas is going to come just as fast. So here, this was from Debbie Wilson, and I loved her card. Again, she used those dies that you can just put some texture into a piece of cardstock. She cut that right into the white. And then it's an easel card. So tidings, let me hold it up here. Goes like that. Let me see. Tidings of comfort and joy. Beautiful. Let me move it down here. Beautiful, beautiful Christmas card. So I think I know what happens. Danny lowered my stand. One of the nuts broke on it, and he fixed it before. Well, it broke again, so now he really fixed it good. But he lowered it, so that's where I'm a little off today. Now this was created by Janet Court, and this I thought was beautiful. I hadn't really seen these dies in person, but I just love it. Good job, Janet. Put our names inside. Christmas is better together. Amen. So beautiful card. Then we have, this is from Kim Tate. And Kim has done some beautiful, beautiful work with the Night Divine bundle. She did a great one last time, and this is no exception. So this here we have the Oh Holy Night. She put vellum over the designer paper so it softened that background. And she actually stamped on the designer paper. And then her inside. Beautiful card. If I didn't already own that, Kim, you would have definitely sold it to me. Now this is Chris Spano's card. Chris is a huge blessing to the meeting because she always shows us different projects. Whenever we have our meeting, we have at least 2 demonstrators show us how to make something, and then it's recorded for our Facebook page, so you can always go back to it. And I had forgotten about this fold. I did it about a year ago, but it worked perfect with the Beary Cute. So it opens here like that, and then it opens on the inside. So I loved your card, Chris. Very, very cute. And it folds back like so. I have a video on this, and I think it was with it was a cabin set that we had. You would probably see those under videos and not live, because that's what I was doing back at the time. So this is from Marilyn Ann Diamond, and these colors are simply beautiful. See, we have so many talented people on our team. I just love it. And this is gorgeous. So that is Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. Could not go better together. 2 colors that were made for each other. And this didn't have the name on it, but I am thinking this was Joyce Daniels. So somebody correct me if you're on our team watching and I'm wrong. But this here, she used that, and it opens like that. Now, isn't that cool? So this is what the card looks like in the front. Let me put it down here. And then when you open it, it's like that. And the way she holds on, see how that is at the top? Too stinking cool. I have not done that fold yet, so it is definitely on the list. Now this was from Lenore Whitehead. Lenore's been with me a long time. She is a lot of fun. I just can't say enough about all of them, really. So wonderful people. So here, using the Beary Cute in the paper, wishing you a festive Christmas. That opens like that, but it's so cool because if you need to write somewhere, it opens like that. Ta-da! Isn't that awesome? So there you go. Good card, Lenore. Now this wasn't from the swap. This is from my upline. Faith Clark gave this to me. This is from Wendy. Where was her name? It was on here earlier. All right, Faith, where did it go? Oh, it was stamped on the back. Wendy Stainback. And this is a set that I did not get, but I love it. This had the light bulbs for the Christmas trees that were long and skinny, and then these big ones. Now, when we were kids, we had the big ones all over the Christmas tree. My dad loved them. You would not just have white lights on his tree. They had to be a show. So we had all the colored lights, but I don't know if you can see this. I think what really made this is that she didn't just stamp the ornaments. She sponged around the edge a little bit. She took a little highlight of white there. They just look phenomenal. And if that's not enough, she stamped the inside. Oh, what fun. You know, she had a great time making this card. And then she doesn't believe in naked envelopes, so she even did the envelope. How awesome is that? That's so pretty. I just don't think I can send it. So that can be my Christmas card to myself. How's that? Now, this was from Terry. She did a different version. Let me take it out of here. She did a different version of the hot chocolate pack. So she took it and folded in half like you would a card, and then actually punched a hole for the ribbon and put the candy cane on the side so you could stir your hot chocolate with a peppermint stick. Beautiful card. And she's one, Terry actually lives in Georgia, but she mails her cards in, then I'll swap them and mail them back to her. And Karen Zito is the queen of boxes. She loves those. And this was a little box that she did. She did a card in a box. She really spoiled us. And that has 2 little candies in it. I love the box so much I haven't been able to take it apart to see what kind. So I'll wait till I'm having a chocolate crisis and then I'll break into that. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know whose this was. I don't know that this was Joyce's, because this might have been hers, because they were asking about the foil on here. But this is a cute little box, and this comes with Ghirardelli chocolates. So Stamper always has candy in the room, and my grandchildren know that. It's what makes us special. And then last but not least, Sarah O'Neill made this adorable box, Little Winter Wishes, and it's extra special too because when you open it up, it has something we can all use. The little frosted cranberry hand sanitizer. I was just out of my other one in my car, so I will definitely keep the box in the stamp room and use it for something else and use the hand sanitizer in the car. So definitely beautiful. Let me see. I think it was a lady with that set with Marilyn and me. I don't know who that was, Bren. Trying to think. We have to figure out whose this was because this was gorgeous. And I should know, but when we have a team meeting, we have so much going on. It's great, but can't always keep up with everything. So that is your inspiration on the mini catalog today. And just to let you know, we are going to have a seasonal sale next Tuesday on the mini catalog. And with that, some items will be marked down. You're going to see what is not carrying over. And I will be coming to you before next Wednesday to share that with you. I'll also put it in my newsletter. So here we have creatingwithcolleen.com. If you go there and request my newsletter, I keep you abreast of everything that's going on. So I'm going to do a little bit different than this, but this is the hot chocolate treat holder that we're going to make. And again, I'll do the bottom a little bit different, but I wanted to show you this because the Beary Christmas 12 by 12 designer series paper is gorgeous just on its own. The only thing stamped on here is Merry Christmas. So depending on how you cut it, that's how it's, this paper is the scenery you're going to see. Okay, it might have been, Bren said she had reddish hair. That might have been Susan Tenzer. So very good. Susan, I would definitely want to give you credit for that. Yeah, Fran, this is a cute stocking stuffer. And keep in mind too, in the fall we have like, like hot spice cider mix and stuff. If somebody is sick, okay, you have Lipton soup in the packet. Oh my goodness. They better never do away with that because you could put that in here, maybe attach a little couple cough drops and give it to your friend. So it's endless what you can do with this, but I always try to show you what to do and what not to do. So I want to first show you kind of how I come up with different patterns. I've had a rough idea for this one because I've made it multiple times. But first of all, I always know I want to get 2 out of a sheet of cardstock. So whether I would cut it this way, and I've done it that way. This one here, I cut it 4 1/4, and you'll notice I'm not using cardstock. Save your cardstock and always create your patterns with just a piece of copy paper. It's inexpensive. You can kind of fold it to get your measurements. It just makes more sense to do that than to ruin your cardstock. So with this, I figured, let me see if I fold it in half. Let me see if that's a good enough back for my chocolate mix. And it was. So let's say, okay, let me fold this in half. And then with this in here, you can kind of look at it and see how far down you want to bring this. So I, do most of my scoring and everything here. So say, for example, if I wanted that much to show, I could give a little pinch there. And then roughly, I can just take my measurements. So this would be 4 1/4 by 11. Put my ruler down and say, okay, this would be 5 1/2. That's closer to 9. So then when I fold on these, then I can see if that's exactly what I want for my card base. So I could put this in here. And it's like, yeah, I like the way that stands out. This was a little big to me because I wanted to do something down at the bottom. So I figure, let's see, how much is that? That's 2 inches. So say if I went ahead and just kind of folded in half and made it 1 inch, would I like that better? And the answer is yes, I would. So always work with a piece of copy paper that you have. And then I can take these measurements and go to my cardstock. So doing that, since I didn't want 2 inches on the end, I only wanted that 1 inch. I'm going to be using a piece of 4 by 10 inch. So I just cut that inch off. This is Night of Navy. And then I scored it at 5 1/2 and 9. And that's going to give me what I want from my packet. Then I'm going to use a piece of the Beary Christmas designer paper. That is 4 inches by 2.5. The other great thing about doing a pattern this way is this is 12 by 12 designer series paper. So when I cut it in 4-inch increments, I'm going to get a bunch out of that 12 by 12 paper without having any waste. Don't like waste. Then I'm going to take another piece of the paper, and this is for the top. So I'll make this 4 by 2.25 inches, and then I'm going to want to have a strip of 4 by 3 3/4 basic white. I'm going to need some scrap white to stamp on. And then I'm going to need a piece of, this is called silver and white ribbon. So the cool thing about this ribbon, God is so good, y'all, because I did this swap for our meeting. So I had to make 14 of them. Then I made another sample and I had to show you today. And that's all I had left of my ribbon. He does provide. So that was awesome. So here I've got 18 inches silver and white ribbon. Now when I did this, let me show you again. The reason I'm using ribbon is because it seemed to hold all this together, because this gets kind of fat when you put everything in here. My first thought process was I wanted to use brads, and then I would put it inside. So we have these round and square brads. You might not have even seen these, but you need brads when you craft. That's all there is to it. They're diamond, and then they also have just a thin, let me see this one. I've used most of these. Oh, that was 2. So you have 2 shapes. You've got like just the little dot. Can you see that? Just your typical little brad. But then what's cool, they both come in black and white. Get a bunch of them if you can grab them. And then here you have the square or the diamond. So I thought, hey, I'll use these. I'll take my blends. Since you can use a blend, it's an alcohol marker on a non-porous surface. I colored those with Night of Navy. But what happened was when I put them all the way through, I couldn't fit my packet in. See, the holes are here and my packet is fatter. Now I could have tucked those edges under and everything, but I was like, no problem. I'll just put it through the front part and I'll use some tape here on the side. So I did, but what I'm finding is sometimes it pops open and I don't want my little treat gapping. So anyways, that's why I decided to use the ribbon. I just think it'll hold it together permanently. Hey, Michelle, glad you're here from Kentucky. So we've had a lot of people pop on since then. Thank you so much for joining me. So since we have this, let's go ahead and get started. Put my pieces aside. Okay, so here I have, again, I scored it at 5.5 and 9. I cut that extra inch off. So I will just take my bone folder, fold it in half, and then fold this back. So for my top, I just didn't want a square edge. So I'm using the Very Best Trio Punch. And finally, the way that you do it, there's 2 different ways to cut it. Let me put it up here. Let me see if I can see it, because it's going to make no sense if you can't see this. Okay. It's going to cut this corner. So if you want the rounded, see how it's rounded and then it swoops off to the side? If you want the rounded part at the top, like this, here's a different one that I did. Okay. So if you want the rounded at the top, your paper is going to go in this way. If you want the rounded part on the side, see it's going to swoop at the top, come down, go off to the side, you're going to go in this way. So whatever you do, just be consistent. I think it looks great either way, but basically when I was drafting, they said you be consistently right or you be consistently wrong. But whatever you do, be consistent. So I'm going to do the round on the top. So you could see there's guides in here. So I'll take my cardstock here and push down in the center. If you try to push on the side, sometimes it doesn't go as well. Push in the center. You got to flip it. So you get a mirrored image on the other side. And there I have my round. My round is on the top. So then I'm going to take the 4 by 2¼ inch piece of Beary Christmas Designer Series paper and do the exact same thing. Do that. That. And now when I put this on here, I have an edge that's a whole lot prettier, and it's just not that mitered edge. A little bit softer looking, I think. So I asked at the beginning of the video I don't know if I did. So I'm going to ask you now. For Thanksgiving, what is your most favorite dish that you make or somebody makes for you? Back when Danny and I were first married, of course, we had to go to his mom's and my mom's house, which, oh my gosh, you talk about being a glutton. You are so full at the end of the day because you've had 2 Thanksgiving Day meals. But it was really cool because Meemaw, his mom, she was Southern. So she made collards, succotash, ham, potato salad. All that was great. My mom is a Northerner from Chicago. So we had the traditional turkey, dressing, mashed potatoes, Brussels sprouts. And what I found is that I love both. So at least if you had to eat 2 huge meals, you know, you were able to do it because they did seem kind of different. So probably my favorite thing at Thanksgiving is collards. Again, I was raised on Brussels sprouts and never even heard of collards till I married Danny. But oh my goodness, they are good. They're a lot to make, so I love anybody who makes them for me. But that's probably mine. So what is yours? What is your favorite food from Thanksgiving? I'm talking about food and not stamping. Now I'm going to take this piece of designer paper and put it down on the bottom here. Y'all can tell I'm excited about Thanksgiving. We're going to have it here, and Danny's going to fry a turkey. So that'll work out well. Now I'm going to take the Merry Christmas with a real red ink pad, and I'm going to stamp it all the way to the left because I'm going to put that ribbon on here. So I have my Merry Christmas. And let me just use my tape. All right. Ooh, butternut squash. Oh my goodness. I could do that, Kathy. I got my dad's taste buds. I haven't met too many foods I don't like, but that sounds good. Collards and desserts, absolutely. Gotta have desserts. Okay, so when I have this here, you are going to take, I'm actually using a 1/8 inch hole punch. It is Stampin' Up, it is retired, but any kind of a small hole punch there is. And you're only going to punch through this flap right here because you have to have your ribbon. If you just put it here and tie your ribbon on the side, it's on the side, and I want it on the front. So just through this flap, give yourself a little hole right there. And then when you take your ribbon, I'm going to feed it up through the bottom. Okay, so that bottom hole. And then pull this around the whole thing. And that is how I'm going to tie it shut and keep my bow on the front. So I'll just pull it out just so it's a little more even. So now what I'll do is I'll take this and I'm going to tie this just in your standard little knot. Kind of pull it tight. And then I was always taught when you tie a bow, you kind of do the bunny ear at the end. And let me do this. I'm going to pull this out just a little bit more. So I've got just a little bit more to work with. So I'm going to pull this down. Actually, I think it's the other way. All right, whatever. You know what? We'll just make them even since I can't remember which one it was. I thought it was the top though. So I'm just going to tie this in the knot. Then I'm going to do my bunny ear this way. I'll wrap this around. And the hardest part is just pulling that piece, getting it through the hole. And it'll take 3 times because it's taken 3 times every time. So there's 1. Y'all can count with me. 3rd time is usually the charm. Oh my goodness. I was hoping it would only take 2. All right, I'm gonna lick my fingers here. 3rd time's the charm. Y'all know we don't edit and we're real live. Stamp in here. So the good thing is, at least when you go to stamp, you will feel good about yourself. I promise I will build confidence in your stamping ability. Okay, so once I have my bow, then you just start playing with it. Give a little squeeze. You can pull that down if you want. But it really is just a matter of pulling, pulling, and then seeing how tight you want it. There. So there's your bow. I think it comes out pretty good by doing that bottom bunny ear. I'll trim this off. I got a nice clean edge. Nice even on both sides. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue in here. I'm going to pull this up, make sure it's in the crook there. And I'm just going to put a little bit of the liquid glue to hold that down. So I can just put it under that flap and on the ribbon and hold it for just a second. And let me see. All right, Gwen loves her collards too as a Southerner. Good girl. Pumpkin pie, anything pumpkin. Barb, I could definitely go with that. That is so true. Let's see what else we have here. Another collards, green bean casserole. That is a staple that my mom makes. We do have that. And Judith likes pumpkin pie because that's the time of the year to have it. Very true. And isn't that funny, Judith? Like, why don't we have it any other time of the year? Why does it only have to be Christmas? I think we need to start some new traditions there. I'll put just a little bit more on here. I think what I did is just get it on the ribbon, so don't do that. Make sure you get it on the paper a little bit too, because that's where your liquid glue will hold best. I find tape works better on the ribbon, not the liquid glue, and then of course your liquid glue is better off on the cardstock. Okay, so now that I have this, I'm actually going to do this one with the bear. So I'm going to take the Memento ink and our little polar bear. I'm going to ink them up and stamp them on the white cardstock scrap. And I'll punch him out. I don't even think I showed you this suite, which I have created with him before. You can check out all my videos and everything I have at my Creating with Colleen Magnus YouTube channel, where you're at right now. So here I have the little bear, and then I wanted to stamp the Christmas tree. By the way, this is the stamp set, the Beary Cute. So you do have to hand cut the tree, but the punch punches him, and this just makes a cute little polar bear family. Or if you do them in brown, you've got a regular brown bear family. So I'm going to stamp that, Mossy Meadow. Then I'm going to take the Old Olive. And I'll just put this right in here. Let me see. Alrighty. And then just quickly, it really is easy enough to cut. And if you have a pair of paper snips, they are the best paper cutting scissors there are. All the way up to the tip. So then if you have to get in tight places, it's not a problem. So here we go. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. That's what I feel like. Okay. Coming around. Around again. There you go. So now I have these two. And I am going to, I like that we still had the background here, but I'm going to pop these up with some dimensionals. So again, cute, cute, cute. I mean, I almost don't even need it because I have the trees. Golly day, that makes it hard because I could put them on there, but I like this one better without. You never know till you try it. Okay, so let me show you the one that you would put the bear on. This is what I did for the swap. So if you have just snowflakes in the background, then your bear and your tree, I think, work really well. Be sure to put some Stella on there. Winka what? Winka Stella. Put that on there. And then just take your light balmy blue, and I just did a little bit of highlighting on the bear itself. So as much as I want to put it on there, I like it better without because the paper is great. I will save this for another card. I've had so many beautiful cards with this suite. I'm just going to take my Swiss Miss. I like to get the powder some at the top too, so it's not so fat at the bottom. And then I tried the regular peppermint sticks, but I think it just seemed too big. So I went and got these little ones. And thankfully, Brock's is the candy maker. Thankfully, they sell them in a box of 100. So even though I only needed, I don't know, 25, I am set for the year. Because I will eat candy canes all year long. Especially these, just break off a little piece. So there is your treat. And I will tell you though, the Beary Christmas collection, that's on page 22, 23 of the mini catalog. And everything is retiring except the Snowflake Sky embossing folder. So if this is something you've had your eye on, the bear punches in. Please go ahead and get it right away. You can do all your ordering at creatingwithcolleen.com. And if your order is less than $150, please use this November host code. But don't wait. I have another video where I showed you all the memories and more cards that I made. So look that up too. They were a lot of fun and they were very easy cards to make. So there's your Christmas pack that way and this way and this way. So just remember, anything that comes in an envelope, you can definitely create just by using this pattern. So, thank you, Kathy. That'll always be our little private joke. It's a Wink Estella joke. I talked about that in another video too. So, if you need to know, inquiring minds usually need to know, you can look that up. So anyways, just don't forget, we have that seasonal sale. 10% off ribbons and trim. 15% off ink pads, refills, markers, blends, and 20% off cardstock specialty paper and designer paper from the annual catalog only. But what a great way to save. And then I will be in touch before next Wednesday because that seasonal sale is going to start on Tuesday. So hello, Lynn. Thank you all again for being here. You definitely make my day. I'm going to be in the stamp room creating all day today because I have a crop at the beach that I'm going to on Saturday. And I usually go as a vendor, and they make some projects, and I'll be sure to be sharing those with you too. So everybody have a blessed day. Do something creative, and I will see you before Thanksgiving. And at that time, I'll wish you happy Thanksgiving then. Thanks so much, y'all. Please subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I look forward to seeing you again next Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving on November 22nd. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.